Today I'll be trying to get 3 wins with the Custom Hydra Splatling, the second Hydra Splatling kit. Comes with ink mines and splatter color screen. This is an interesting balanced weapon, kind of. Main weapon itself has decent range, and the sub weapon will cover your flank routes and whatnot. While the screen is interesting, not really used to using it too often because it's not on that many weapons and it's not been out as long as the other specials have. So I kind of just chuck it and hope for the best. There are some maps and some choke points that you'll throw it at to try to be good with. However, you don't want to hinder your teammates with it too much. Not that I'm really thinking about that whenever I use it. It can be helpful in getting some cover for chargers and whatnot if they're not particularly focusing on where you're at. However, if they are watching from where your fire is coming from, they can pinpoint it if they're focusing very hard. Don't set your expectations too high for this. I'm not good with Hydras in general, and this certainly is not one I'm great with either. I like the auto bomb on the first one because it's something you can throw that will act independently of you, and it certainly helps with chargers at range. This one, again, other than the screen, doesn't have that many tools to help you deal with those. So hopefully there won't be that many. We'll see, though. I can't really control that. Either way, the goal is 3 wins, and if we get 3 in a row without any losses, we'll go for a 4th one. I'll see you in the first match. All right, match number 1, and we're already up against an E-leader. So again, not chargers. They do charge, but Splatlings don't have the best of time against chargers. You probably already know that. And this is kind of the Splatling completion saga, I guess. You could consider it that way. So that's going to be more prevalent, and then it'll eventually go away whenever Splatlings are finished. However, it has been a very common theme, so I'm going to try to play it carefully. We do have 2 Splatlings, which is fairly interesting. I am not good with Hydras. I've just never really been a big fan of them, and my skill with them is pretty low. Oh, you're gonna try to attack me. I'm just gonna back away. I don't want to deal with that. Got paint on the left side. I want to try to maybe just get rid of ground troops. Do my best at that since I can't really poke their backlines too well. I have nothing really other than my screen at range to actually attack with. And even then the screen isn't, an attacking thing. It does damage very slightly over time. That's more just for obscuring vision. However, I'm fine dying there. However, it doesn't really do much more than that, and it also can obscure your teammates' vision, which is not that great. Alright, we'll try to paint over this. And don't expect the most in-depth commentary, because I haven't played the game in a minute. And, again, not a weapon that I use. I can try to use mines, though. That can be something I can be useful for. And also shredding this barrier. Okay, so we've got a couple of folks here. Oh, please get rid of the guy. I don't mind if I die here. I just wanted to get rid of their backline. Maybe not the best thing, and I just blinded the slosher completely off to the side. We'll see if we can get back in. Again, their team is very defensive. It's okay. No, not that defensive. It's actually balanced fairly well. I'm gonna just try to paint over him, not let him run up to me. Try to get my teammate to crossfire him, maybe. There's the whatchamacallit. You can tell I just have not played the game in a while. It's called a squiffer. It's up on the middle. Okay, the E-leader is just completely playing out of its range, which is good. We want it to keep doing that and just getting taken out by our shorter range teammate. In fact, our entire team is really a bit lopsided on the supportive front. All right, I'm gonna throw this down. If I can be supportive with this, that's fine, but I'd rather not just go down to things. We are in the lead still. I have not been putting that much effort in actually helping with that, though, so I'm just going to try to maybe paint at the very least. Again, you're going to see me using charges very inefficiently. I'm not going to use partials that often either because I want the damage buff, but it's probably smart to use partials in certain scenarios. I just don't have a feel for the weapon itself. Try to paint over on this side as well. Maybe get my screen or something. Nope. I've also got the volume turned down a little bit too low, so I will try to turn it up and see if I can hear a little bit better. Game volume is just a little low in general. Okay, back up. Maybe try to crossfire here. I don't want to be the one to press forward since I have such slow speed. I'd rather our friend be the one. I probably should have swam away from that. I really was just relying way too much on me actually being positioned correctly there. I could have easily died to that and not really complained about it too much because I was very close to it. I just really do not feel safe pressing up here at all. I guess I can use screen as cover. That is one thing that it is helpful for against E-leaders and such. And while you do paint a decent amount, it's more of a ranged painter, so it's not going to paint the best too much, and it's also a burst painter, so it's also going to struggle on that front too if you're just constantly being harassed by better painting weapons. But I don't feel like I can help anyway. I'm just very, 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 very bad with this weapon if it's up against weapons that I'm going to be picked off by, unfortunately. So, first loss, that's okay though. I don't have very high expectations for this weapon to go particularly well. Alright, match number 2, back to Umami, and there is a splatter scope now. Not sure how I feel about that. Once more, another long range charger, and I do just jump in place, just being like, pick me, pick me. That is a lot of sub-saver, especially for a charger. I'm not sure if you want that much, really. Curious what that is. Okay, so that is the Nautilus, I'm pretty sure. So I'll try to do my best to help out here. They've actually got a shark. In fact, they probably have multiple sharks. None of them have ninja squid, but both of those weapons take an element of surprise and really run with it. So I'm going to try to get this charged up and try to let my teammates take the lead on this. Pretty sure someone is still over here. Okay, maybe not. Sorry, I need to be a little bit faster following up with my teammates here. And I think I just want to play the safe path and get a charge going and holding it for my teammates. And then trying to support them and not necessarily trying to be the one to take kills. Okay. That's good at the very least. I did switch off of stealth jump. I don't think that's going to be that useful with this weapon particularly. So I swapped it for an extra main of run speed and then I think a couple of subs of Inksaver main and whatever the third sub is. It's down on here. I think if the charger is up on that platform, it can still pick me off from a distance here, since my head is very slightly poking out the top. However, he's not up there. So if he's not up there, I'm just going to be careful and not... Or if he is up there, I'm going to be careful and not poke that. However, when he's not, I can play it safe. I'm going to get this going. If he pokes out too much, if I had led my shot better, that would have been very good. Didn't work out very well, though. He's probably going to pop his vacuum, or not. Okay, kind of surprising. He maybe wanted to just save it. Try to get a good counter push going, maybe, with his teammates once they all get their specials. And be careful, though. Throw this out. That'll stall them a little bit. Got some good stuff going here, so I'm going to go ahead and place mines here. Stall this one particularly, because the other one's on the backside, and they'll have to go through this one anyways. And we'll take our first win. I didn't do much there, but I'm certainly better than the first match at the very least from how it felt. All right, match number 3. We have a charger now. However, that is not a reason to underestimate the enemy team because they are filled with aggressive weapons. And you know how that happens. I'll let my guard down because I can outrange people. And then we get completely curb stomped because we're being too passive. Please let me get up here. I want to try to get up here and help my teammate from an odd angle. This isn't really an odd angle. This is just the generic sniping spot for longer range weapons. Okay. Little too close there. However, I did get a trade, so it's not the complete end of the world. We may lose control here. I probably really do need to set my beacons up, or not my beacons. You can tell I use them very little. Light beacons. Actually, I'm surprised that I have that quickly there, but I did just run straight into it. I need to look a little bit better. And again, if they're already pressuring that, I'm probably fixing it out here too. All right, well, that's not good. If they're that close, I need to just hang back. I don't have stealth jump anymore, like I said, so just hang back, try to get a charge going, do what I did last time, and hopefully get my teammates in. They're the things I need to be supporting, not myself. If we all died, then I'm not going to be of use anyways. Okay, well, we wipe out, but that's okay. We push them off a little bit. They're taking their sweet time actually getting the zone, so we'll have a bit of leeway there. I really probably do need to charge my special as well to help them get in some more as well. Throw that out. I don't think anyone's still over there. He did ouch, but I think that's just because it was delayed. I've got maybe a good vantage point. Really need to get rid of this Tri-Slosher. He's being the biggest nuisance. Even though the blob is attacking me directly, but I can deal with him. Oh, I'm so bad at aiming right now. Poke your head out, please. Try to bait him. Don't take that angle, please. I've got to work on paint now. Like, absolutely right now. Okay, never mind. Again, that's the problem. You let your guard down after playing against more balanced teams, and then you get curb stopped by very aggressive teams. And that was sort of a balanced team as well, but just did not handle it well at all. Completely fed in every sense of the word, jumped in at terrible points, ran forward at terrible points, and hardly really did much of value in the way of helping my teammates get in, which is really what I should be doing. All right, match number 4, and we're back to our Charger friends. But you know what? We won with one before, so maybe we actually aren't that bad against them. Spoiler alert, we are. So double Charger. Both are going to be pressuring zone, one with damage, one with paint. Not the greatest thing in the world. The Sniper Rider is actually overextending. That is not the good one. Oh, no. I'm just going to play on this side for now. I know when I'm outmatched, and I'm not going to attempt it. I think that's the Sniper Rider. Hold on. Overextend. No. Did he have cooler? He did have cooler, so it wouldn't have mattered if I'd killed him anyways. All right. We got our fella over here. Not quite sure what he's doing. I guess just biding his time. Okay, then. Get this over here. I'm going to stay behind this block. It's a very odd shaped block for the current terrain. Ah, that would have been really good. And again, the RNG can mess you up if you're just not good at aiming, because if you just kind of spray all over the place, the shot velocity isn't that quick either. So you may just end up missing if you're being a little imprecise with your shots. Okay. Ooh, this is weird. This is weird. This is weird. All right. Well, I'm dead. All right. Let me try to be a bit quiet and actually focus on what I'm doing, and maybe I can get something to work. All right. We may be able to actually get in control here, which is good. We don't have immediate control of the zone. However, we did take quite a few of their teammates out. So if I can pepper some shots over here and actually paint the zone, we could be getting points. I think we did delay a little bit too long in actually taking control of zone now, because we've got both of their snipers back in position. I don't think anyone died over here. I don't know if he's lagging, or you may not have noticed it, but the undercover is just kind of standing there, and he was doing that earlier, so he may have more important things going on than Splatoon right now. We'll see. Aw, I thought I was off behind cover there. I was not. Oh, well, they have the golden stickers on pretty much all of the Chargers. So they must be pretty good with their weapon, or at the very least experienced in it. Maybe not the best in the world, but that does not bode well. All right, well, good. Good. Sharking all over the place. And that's really what their aggressive weapons are. They're going to be sharking a little bit just because they're shorter ranged. All right, we're back in control. Probably not for long. And again, they're taking such faraway positions that it's kind of hard for me to strike. We get this guy. I'm going to try to just be aggressive. Maybe that's the key that I'm missing. Unfortunately, I don't have anyone forward to help. Again, you really want to play around your teammates being the ones up front, but sometimes you do have to do it if they're being a little lethargic. Try to help out there, okay. And the charge speed's so slow that, again, it's not one of my favorite Splatlings to play. And it is mode dependent as well. Probably shouldn't be using it on zones. This map is not the best one. It does like to keep giving it to us, though, unfortunately. But you can't really control that. You just got to deal with what you're given. And sometimes you're given a bad map. It's not that bad of a map. Maybe not the best for this weapon. We are in control still. Biggest problem I'm having is that there's nothing I can really push into. I see someone over here. Oh, please. No. Ah. Yeah, just running out of charge at terrible times. And then we're not pushing past this middle point. We may for a couple of seconds, but then we're immediately just pushed back. So I think we just kind of played poorly together, and that's kind of what spelt that. All right, we're finally on Mako Mart. It's probably not going to change anything, though, because it's my skill that's the issue, not necessarily the map. So I guess there's maybe a better vantage point, but if the charger gets some guts, then I'm kind of just fodder. That charger is certainly having some guts. It is a gootuber, though. Well, yep. Exactly what I thought would happen. Okay, I've got to keep a really good eye on him if I don't want to be sniped like that. Which is like, you know, rule of thumb number one if you're fighting chargers with this weapon. And it is weird. I don't know if just chargers are more popular now that the game has been out for a very long time and people have just, you know, learned them and kind of just started sticking with them. But it is a thing I've noticed is that there's a lot of chargers, and it is zones, which, you know, is charger favored because it's a stationary objective. So you can kind of just pick on people without having to worry about moving. I'm just gonna hold this until I see something I want to shoot at. Maybe that. This is awkward. Okay, well, never mind. What do I even, why do I even try? I'm jumping down here, but my marker is completely unprotected. I see this fellow over here, and that's the gootuber. I don't know what I want to do. I think I'm just gonna paint. I can at the very least have some sort of an effect on the match if I just paint over stuff. I don't want to be out of ink if I do need to actually shoot at something, but the connection's unstable. That's cool. It's still letting me play though, so I don't know what that has to do with anything. I'm getting some pepper shots over there, but not enough to actually get a kill, unfortunately. It's okay though. I'm gonna shoot in this direction if someone runs forward. I'll get a couple of shots on him at the very least. Yeah, let my teammates take aggro. We're gonna try to do that again, maybe. What am I hitting a bubble. Doesn't look like there's a bubble there. It's actually kind of weird looking. All right, fine. You can do that. I'm going to throw my screen out. Shoot up here. Maybe just take that zone away from them to be able to use. I'll have to paint over it. Wait. Oh, maybe I can get you. No. It's okay. Ah. I can't stand them. If I don't play the game for a long time, it's just like a complete nervous wreck fighting them, because it's just like, where are they gonna be? Well, am I just gonna explode out of nowhere? And again, especially since the game's been out for a while, the skill ceiling, or the skill floor, I'll say, has gotten a lot higher, so you're not gonna see as many bad ones. There will still be some. That's a very interesting bomb going off there. I'm gonna hold this. Charger's up on platform. Okay, that didn't work out very well, but I'm gonna throw it off that way. Just try to be annoying. It does dip down. I'm not paying attention to anything at all. I'm sorry if you like Hydra. I'm not doing this weapon justice at all. So Clam Blitz is the other mode, and I didn't think it'd be that good of a mode, but at this point, I think anything's better than just having to contend with chargers on a stationary objective. It is just kind of not fun. It's a skill issue, but it's not something I'm going to immediately be able to overcome right now. So I'll just have to just die to random things. That's okay. Maybe I need to plate down here since it's not just a straight shot from the charger. I guess I can try that. And just paint the zone. Be a paint bot. Why not? It's more useful than dying. Ah. So sad. Their E-leader is down, so I can try to take space here. However, there is one of these fellows up front. So just try to not die to it. I do believe it received a damage buff, so I should have just actually got behind a wall there. But I did trade, so maybe our teammates can carry me a little bit more. There's 18 seconds left, and we are technically in the lead. We are not in control, though. So as long as our teammates take down that charger, we're good. I'm just going to paint over this, get a full charge going. Very good. This is probably the saddest win I think I've ever seen. Certainly not the saddest, but it's down there. It's very far down there. But it's a win. Okay, we're in Clam Blitz now. I cannot get away from the charger though. However, since it's more mobile, maybe it'll go better. We'll see. I don't want to just keep slamming my head against the wall until something works. I really do not like that he's over there just commanding the middle, but I'll try to help out wherever I can on the sides. All right, someone's up on grates. I'll just try to pressure. I'm going to try to just use suppressing fire, and we'll see if that can be useful or not. I'm not necessarily trying to take the kill, just trying to get people off certain platforms and positions. Because if I can't aim, I can at the very least scare people. And I'm getting some collateral in the process. Don't really have any plans. No. You're going to hear very weird voices coming out because of these chargers. And this being a slow weapon. If it weren't a slow weapon, it wouldn't be as bad. But you're gonna hear very interesting cartoon voices coming out of me. I'm just gonna stay down here. Charger's down. That's good. I got a couple of hits on the guy up there, but I've got to recover some ink. Again, we've really got to gather some clans. I've got a couple. Very good. That block does not save me from the charger if it's at a vantage point, and it may even just be able to jump and take me out there. All right, the charger's down. I'm going to try to be up here, attacking on this left or right side. Throw some clams in here. Charger's up there. Get that in, though. Back off and try to just slow them down from approaching their own platform. So this. Oh, no. Just don't even bother. We got a good thing going there. We got half of our points in. So as long as we play defensively, we don't crumble too quickly, which is possible. They have a well, not really. They only have one Slayer. Other two weapons are more supportive than anything else. So as long, please don't disconnect me here. Don't do this. I don't know why you're saying that. It's not even being that laggy, so I don't know. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Use the run speed on my gear to actually just move around and pivot. This is an interesting beacon. I'll take it out. Oh, you got some damage? Okay, I'll take the trade. That's fine. It's better than anything I've been doing today, at the very least. I'll jump into our friend down here. Fairly safe jump. Safe from the charger's vantage point at the very least. In fact, very safe. So I'll just get this held out. Try to get some paint on the map. Paint around my teammate as well while he tries to pivot. Didn't do it quick enough. There is a disconnect. I don't care. I don't care anymore. It counts. I don't think they were going to get that far anyways. They haven't been. It's not really been too bad. We've been holding them in spawn the entire match, so I don't feel too bad, but I'm going to count it. Just be careful. And if we lose, it still counts. It doesn't really matter, but we'll see. You like to hang out there, but I can scare you off of it at the very least. And their charger's the one who disconnected, so I actually do have range advantage here, so I'm going to try to be a bit more commanding. Now that I don't have to play like a chicken. Oh, hold on. There we go. Cover the right side. Got one, got two. And we should be able to finish it off here. Again, I think we would have won this anyways, even with their charger on the field. I don't want to go again. I don't want to play the roulette and just keep making a fool of myself. There we go. That's our third win. As cheap as it is, I don't mind at this point. And there's 3-ish wins with the Custom Hydra Splatling. Again, I'm not good with this thing at all. It was a mess. Completely terrible. All over the place, not positioning well, not fighting well, not supporting well, not doing anything correctly really at all. I did some things right at the very least at some points, but it wasn't consistent. That's for sure. So maybe not as bad as like I think the other Squiffer, the new Squiffer, maybe the regular Squiffer, whichever one of those I got really hard carried on. I don't think it was as bad as that, even though I think that one was a 4-win episode, but this one was just, ugh, it's so mediocre. It wasn't even like so terrible, like just dying and being completely terrible all the time. It wasn't that bad. It's just in the middle of the road where it's kind of the worst of both worlds. Either way, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider leaving a comment below and maybe even consider subscribing. Until next time.